We're talking about the main causes of anxiety for content creators. I've got a lot of thoughts to share on this. Come on in, come on in. I'd love to see you in the chat, and we're live. This is Nez Nation Live, sort of an impromptu live stream. I tend to do this from time to time, and I had some thoughts. I had some interesting thoughts that I'd like to share with you about why I feel you guys are worried about so many things that I don't think have any precedence, or that I don't even think you should be worrying about. So come on in, come on in. Before I get into today's topic, and I want to make sure that we're live. We're live in 5 places. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Periscope. I'm trying to get data sent over to YouTube right now. Let's see if that is working out. We're live on Periscope. Come on in. And let me see if we can. Oh, there we go. Hey, how you doing, Luis? Good to see you. All right, Luis is in the house. Good to see you. Yes, Midnight Nez. Hashtag Midnight Nez. That's right. It's good to see you guys. How are you guys? Thank you for joining me. Let me just refresh here and see who's coming in. I'm going to share this out on Facebook to my group. So come on in. Let me know. I know you guys might be watching the finals. And but I wanted to kind of get on here because I've got a lot to share with you, and I've got a lot to tell you, and I want to jump right into it. I want to get real with you. I want to get raw with you. Give me just a moment to share this out on my Facebook business page. Thank you so much, Louise, for retweeting this. This is a Pentacast. We are live in 5 different locations. The main causes of anxiety disorders for content creators. I've been studying this for over 28 years. I suffered from debilitating anxiety and depression as a young man, and I saw every doctor under the sun, and none of them could help me. Literally none of them could help me. I had to do it all on my own, and thank God I did, because I feel that's why it really has taught me so much about who I am and why I am the way I am today. If it wasn't for anxiety being my greatest teacher, I probably wouldn't even know who I am. So come on in. I know you might be watching the NBA finals, or maybe you're not watching the NBA finals. I don't know. I think this is going to be a monstrous show. And so I'd love for you to come on in. I'd love for you to share this out. Thank you so much, Luis. I want to tell you tomorrow, just really quickly, a little short plug. You know our show. You know, I'm Professor Nez. I am your personal branding coach, executive career coach, actual business communication professor, live stream content creating machine, keynote speaker. Do I need to even go on? Do I really need to go on? I would like to also let you know that tomorrow, if you're wondering at all about LinkedIn, if you're new to LinkedIn, if you have no idea what's going on with LinkedIn and how LinkedIn is, hey, look who it is. It's our spaceman, Mr. Launchpad Astronomy. Christian Reddy, come on in. Good to see you. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, that is, I had to do the math in my head. I think that's 1 p.m. Eastern. We have got an amazing guest coming on talking about his journey of becoming a powerful content marketing video creator on LinkedIn. And this is somebody who I kind of mentored in the beginning. He's done amazingly well on his YouTube channel. He's done amazingly well on the platform of YouTube, as well as blogging and God knows so many other things online. And recently he's just been crushing it, absolutely crushing it on LinkedIn. And I'm going to have him come on the show and talk to us about his journey. So if you're available tomorrow morning, you don't want to miss this. We're going live in 5 different places like we always do. Let me check my kind of stream key here. We're going live on Instagram. We're going live. Hey, how you doing? Stern Marketing in the house. Good to see you. We're going live on my Facebook page. We're going live on Periscope, Twitch, and definitely my YouTube channel. And so I'd love to see you guys there. Thank you so much, Christian. I appreciate that. And congratulations to you, Christian. Your YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to Launchpad Astronomy, your friendly neighborhood astronomer, you got to go check out Christian Reddy's YouTube channel. It's just fantastic, and he has made some serious strides, breaking subscriber counts almost on a daily basis. Good for you, Christian. I'm really proud of you. So tomorrow morning, we're going to be going live with our special guest, Dale Roberts. You want to come check this out. If you're at all curious about LinkedIn, if you're wondering what in the world, why are people creating, I thought LinkedIn was this stuffy shirt place where you post your resume and then you go hasta la pasta. You're dead wrong. My business eats, sleeps, and breathes on LinkedIn. I do amazing things on LinkedIn. I crossed the 20,000 follower mark not that long ago. I am very proud of my LinkedIn page. And a lot of you YouTubers, good to see you, Eric. Modern Day Tech's got another great channel on YouTube. You have to entertain the idea of, depending on what your intention is, if you're somebody who's looking to grow, if you're somebody who's looking to get out of your 9 to 5, looking to monetize your content, build an online reputation, build a personal brand that accelerates trust with your audience, then you definitely need to go check out this show tomorrow morning. We're going live at 10 a.m. Pacific. That will be 1 p.m. Eastern. Numbers ain't my thing, y'all. But today's show, I mean, I wanted to kind of talk about that, but this has been on my mind a lot because I want to hear from the chat. Does it feel at all to you that we're living in a brand new age of anxiety? This topic has been really strong with me. If you haven't been following me, or if you're new to me, I've got a playlist called Mindset Mastery. My whole entire channel is about mindset and messaging, helping you discover who you are. Who are you? What is your core essentiality? What is it that makes you you? What is it that you can bring to the table that can help other people, serving other people? And how do you get that across so you can serve more? Because by serving more, you're serving yourself. It's a reciprocal kind of act. And so we talk about that. I think that you cannot be successful as a business owner. You cannot be successful as a content creator. You cannot be successful as a husband, a wife, a father, a mother, a friend. You can't be successful as a plumber, a teacher, a lawyer, a judge, the president of the United States, if you don't know who you are. I think it all starts here. So mindset, anxiety, these are kind of terms that get kind of tossed around like a salad all over the place, maybe even abused in some instances. But I think it's probably one of the most important things on the planet. Yeah, thank you so much. Sharon Bremer's in the house. Good to see you, Sharon. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How many people in the chat right now? I want to hear in the comments, how many of you, and let me know if I'm coming in okay, by the way. How many of you in the chat would say that anxiety is something that you feel you might be afflicted with? Or maybe perhaps anxiety is something that keeps me or the royal me from doing what I want to do, especially as a content creator. Maybe whether it's the fear of failure or the fear of other people's opinions or the fear of making mistakes, or the fear of, being ostracized, the fear of alienation, the fear of being excluded from a community. I mean, I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat because this is something. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Christian. Yeah, we're onward and forward, on to 10 million, right? Thank you, Christian. I appreciate that. This is something that I've studied for a very, very long time. Now, why did I study this? Just for kicks and giggles? No, I didn't study this for kicks and giggles. I studied this because I suffered from debilitating anxiety as a young man. From 18 to 29, depression and anxiety, and no doctor could help me. I tried. I went to every therapist I could. I took every single pill that they wanted to throw at me. And believe me, they wanted to throw a lot at me. And none of them worked. They made me feel 10x worse. I mean, they made me feel horrible. None of them worked. I mean, not a one. And so I've really done my due diligence, and I've researched, and I've been able to investigate and probe and study and experience more than anything. I don't want this to be intellectual learning. I want this to be experiential learning so you can actually practically apply it to yourself. I've got a video playlist on my YouTube channel that has changed people's lives. And I'm not saying that narcissistically. I'm not saying that hyperbolically. I'm saying that logistically and right to the point. True, sincerely, some of the videos in my Mindset Mastery playlist have changed people's lives, helping you with anxiety, helping you with depression. My 28 plus years of studying this dude right here, there's nothing that gives me greater joy. As a content creator, if you're a content creator, your number one intention should be to help people, not to make money, not to monetize. If you're thinking, I'm going to make money, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, I'm going to throw some videos up, and I'm going to be the next, Jake Paul, you've got another thing coming. It ain't going to happen. Your number one intention, if you're truly, your purpose, your aim to be a content creator should be to help and serve people. Notice the parallel when it comes to business as well. I'm going to see if I can't, I'm going to throw the invite link over on Discord. And if anybody wants to hop in and talk about this with me, I'd love to have you in there. Let me go over to Discord real quick. It should be to help people. Now, I'm not saying that monetizing, I'm not saying that wanting to sell or wanting to run a business. I have two businesses that I run. I've got my consulting agency and I've got my online academy. Plus, I've got other multiple streams of passive income, with my e-products, right? My digital products, my courses, my books, what have you. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. What I'm trying to say is that if you're starting off with that intention, then you're in a world of hurt. You're in a world of hurt. And by the way, if you're not a part of our Discord, I'll go leave this on my, let's see, I'll go leave this on my YouTube channel here. If you're watching on Periscope or you're watching on Facebook, go over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Professor Nez. I'm going to leave the Discord link in there. I'd love for you to join us over on, Discord. So this is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I want to help you. That should be your intention as well as a content creator. And the sort of reverberation of that, the byproduct of that, the beautiful, glorious sort of inadvertent effect of that is that you can actually, by the more people you serve, the more people that you help, the more you're able to get opportunities to monetize this or that or X or Y or Z. That's how it works. That's just how it works. Sharon says, I didn't think I do, but the pressure to go online seems to be nagging. So content pressure is there. Yes, absolutely. Louise says, I don't fear nothing because I've been studying human behavior for about 5 years. I learned worrying wouldn't fix the situation. It's all on you. Now, this kind of goes to something that I'd like to share with you guys. One of the things that I see this time and time again, and I'm just going to go out and say it. I think that the number one cause of your anxiety disorder is you take yourself way too seriously. You take yourself way too seriously. Even your own thoughts about yourself, you take yourself way too seriously. What other people say about you, I'm not saying that you're not going to be a human being. Yes, you're affected by things. Of course, you're going to be, you're not this automaton. You're not this robot where, I don't believe in this whole thing that there's this kind of other sort of concept going around that, nothing should impact you. Nothing should affect you. Nobody should have the power to affect you. Well, sometimes things affect people. Sometimes things affect you where you least expect it to affect you. That's natural. What I'm saying is that don't let it stick. Don't let it get too sticky. Don't let it corrupt. Don't let one day of pollution corrupt 5 or 6, 7, 8, God knows how many more days, 6,075 more days of your life. Some people will not let something go for years and years and years. You have the power to not take. There are people who living, eating, sleeping, breathing today that do not take things personally. and they experience life in a free, flowing, breathable, natural, exciting, joyful way. You don't have to take it all so seriously. You don't have to take criticism. You don't have to take haters. But more importantly, you don't have to take yourself. And when I mean yourself, I mean that little guy inside your head whose favorite word is can't, whose favorite word is you suck. How dare you? Who are you to push that live button? Who are you to have 10,000 subscribers? Who do you think you are to be a content creator? You stink. You're not as good as Casey Neistat. You're not as good as, Gary V or whatever. Who are you to, I mean, this comparison game, the comparison game is a huge cause of anxiety. But I mean, I want to say more than anything, it's you're taking yourself too seriously. You have to learn to laugh at yourself, y'all. This life is short. You're going to blink and you're going to turn 89 tomorrow. I mean, it's already 2020. It's not even 2019 anymore. I'm not even considering this 2019. It's already, I mean, can you fathom that, y'all? It's already 2020. What are you taking so seriously? What are you letting consume you? Why are you you need to examine this, because what the whole point of this live stream is, what the whole thing that I want to get across to you, what I think is going to help you more than anything is to bring the unconscious to the conscious. And I'm not getting woo-woo here. This is not, like a Maury Povich kind of seance voodoo woo-woo. Okay. This is very practical, anchored in reality talking right now from somebody who's studied this dude forever, who studied that this is the number one impediment to everything you want in life. It's the number one obstacle to everything you want in life. Forget content. Anything you want, a new gig, a new direction, a new adventure, a new relationship, a new chapter, a new trajectory, a personal kind of transformation. This is, something maybe that's been nagging you, something that you've always wanted to do. This goes deep. This runs deep. Well, Nez, how do I stop taking myself so personal? It's me, isn't it? It's me, isn't it? Isn't it me who's thinking these thoughts? Isn't it? There's got to be a reason I'm thinking these thoughts, right? There's got to be a reason I'm having this negative sort of train of terror, if you will, or train of interrogation. If you've ever experienced these sort of existential nightmares that I have when I was a young man, who are you? What are you? What do you think you're doing? What are you trying to sell? What are you trying to say? Who are you to say anything? Who cares about what you have to say? Look at you. You look like a fool. You look like an idiot. You're stupid. You suck. The eternal doubter, that inner demon whose very existence is contingent upon your attentiveness. The more attention you give that guy, the more power you give that guy. And we all have that guy living inside us. This is bigger than just content creation. This is your life. Hey, Gerald Wade, good to see you. Fantastic. Good to see you, Gerald Wade. It's just everything's gotten certain. Everybody's offended by everything. Everybody is upset about something. Everybody's outraged by something. It just takes the littlest thing. I mean, Wonder Bread has a misshapen bookend loaf or something like that. And somebody's going to be like, look at that. That's racist. Everybody's offended all the time. Stop taking yourself. So somebody disagrees with you on Twitter. Somebody maybe says something about you on Twitter that was totally unintentional, that had nothing to do with you, and you take it so seriously. You take it so personally. Why are you taking yourself? Who are you to take yourself that seriously? I mean, you have to look at yourself. So Nez, what was the point of this? Is the point of this to help me or make me feel bad? No, it's to help you. It's not to make you feel bad. It's to help you. I want you to, because the less you let this stuff stick, the less convoluted, the less foggy and cloudy your perception is of the world and yourself. You have to understand this, Nez Nation. This is about clarity. This is about seeing things clearly, seeing yourself clearly. All right. People say things all the time. It's got nothing to do with you. And here's the simplest way that I feel, the simplest way that I think that you can overcome this. The simplest way that you can let's see here, banner. Oh, wait, I used the wrong banner there. This is the simplest way that I think that you can sorry about that. I was showing the wrong banner. The simplest way, very direct. If you have a pencil, if you have a pad, you might want to write this down because this is it. This is all you ever need to end the anxiety that comes when you're constantly on this sort of alert. What are people saying about me? Why are people saying this about me? First of all, other people's opinion about you is none of your business. It's none of your business. What are you going to do? Try to convince people to have a different opinion about you? You're going to actually try to defend yourself to somebody who sees you in such a derogative, negative light? I mean, what good is that going to do? You really think you're going to change their mind? You can't change their mind. At least not through argumentation. You can change their mind perhaps inadvertently or indirectly through, examples, through speaking your truth, through being yourself, not letting this guy get in your way, right? Other people's opinions are none of your business. Let them think whatever they want to think about you. If they really care, they'll want to investigate for themselves. Hey, Nez, I kind of didn't like the way you said this the other day. I was just curious, what did that mean? Or what was that all about? Or why was this, talk to me? What's going on with you? And then maybe you can have a real dialogue. Maybe you can have a real conversation. That's the essence of communication. So a real simple way to decipher whether or not you need to continue to dwell on something or to let it go. As I like to say, let it go, let God. Who's ready for this in the chat? I want to see a thumbs up emoji in the chat. Who's ready for this? I'm on Instagram. I'm on Periscope. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. Who's ready for this? Give me something in the chat. Give me an emoji in the chat saying, Nez, I'm ready for the ultimate answer, the ultimate remedy. That's something that you can apply today. You don't have to study it. You don't have to take a pill. You don't have to go. And by the way, I may not be a registered or a licensed clinician, but I've studied this thing so much that I've actually had therapists tell me, hey, Nez, you know more about this than I do. I'll never forget when I was 23 years old, I went to maybe my fourth or fifth therapist because I thought somebody out there has got to help me, right? And when you see a new therapist, the first thing they do is they say, tell me your story, tell me where you're at, tell me where you came from, tell me your journey. By the 10th minute of my story to this new person that I was seeing, I'll never forget her name, Dr. Cosgrove. She got up, she stood up, and she said, don't ever come in my office again. And I said, I was flustered. I was taken aback. I said, why? Whoa. What did I do wrong? What happened here? And she said, you know more about this than I do. Just continue. You don't need me. I mean, that woman saved me thousands of dollars probably of therapy that other people would have probably taken advantage of me. I'll never forget that person. And so, yeah. Okay. Eric says he's ready. We got some people over here on Instagram saying they're ready. So yes, absolutely. Here you go. Here's the ultimate way for you to end the cyclical thought terror, to end the demon, to end the bully, the inner bully from bothering you and dwelling and making things stick and basically just creating these apparitional obstacles for you. Take a hard look. Just take a look. Go somewhere by yourself. Be quiet. Be serene. Be yourself. Just sit quietly and take a hard look and ask yourself this extremely important question. Is this thought helping me progress? Is this thought beneficial to me? Is this thought that I'm having about myself true? Is it really true? Or is this just some kind of strange, Is it just some kind of, unanchored, untethered thought that just seems to stream by without any purpose or intention? Or is this somebody's opinion of me that I somehow took too seriously? Take a hard look. I'm not asking you to believe anything. I'm not proselytizing here. I'm not a priest. I'm not a preacher. I'm not saying you have to believe this. I'm saying look for yourself. I'm saying look for yourself. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying look for yourself. Take a hard look. And if the thought is not beneficial to you, if there is no basis, if you cannot discover that there's any truth to this thought, whatever thought it is that's getting in your way, whatever thought it is that's causing this anxiety, then you need to discard it. You need to let it go. You need to kick it to the curb. And you can do that. You might even surprise yourself with how much power you really have. You might even be shocked. You might say like, wow, I've been letting this thought of who I am without any investigation of myself, without any interrogation of my own. I've been letting this thought dominate me. I've been letting this thought completely take over, completely consume me day and night. And I didn't even once look at it for what it is. I didn't even once look at it for what it is. You just might find that out. That's a surefire way. Again, am I asking you to believe in anything? Am I asking you to trust me? Am I asking you to take something? Am I asking you to read my book or buy this or buy some program or buy some course? No, I'm not doing any of those things. All I'm saying is I'm saying look for yourself. Ask yourself the question. That's all I'm doing. Why does this thought have so much power over me? Why am I allowing this thought to have so much power over me? Is this thought true? Is this thought true? I see it every single day. I mean, I see such fear in your eyes when you're trying to create something for yourself. I can see the machine churning. I can see the thoughts burning and turning in your head. I get your emails. I get your messages. I'm very, very, very involved in my community. I ask you guys all the time. I'm going to ask you right now. If you have any thoughts, any questions, anything at all, DM me, send me a message, join our Discord. I put the link in our YouTube chat. Come hang out with us. This is a community. This is our sort of mission statement, if you will, our kind of mission mantra, if you will. We're trying to bring more humanness to this digitalness. If we can just be more human with each other, watch what happens. Beautiful things happen. And we've got an amazing Nez Nation community. We also have a Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Nez Nation. Come join our Facebook group. Ask to join it. It's a closed group, and I'd be happy to accept you. Other people's opinion. Taking yourself too seriously. Not being able to laugh at yourself. Getting easily. Here's a sure way sign. Here's a sure way sign that you need to take a hard look at yourself. If you're easily offended by every little innocent comment or innocent thought on the internet, off the internet, by family, by friends, where you may not even realize it, but people feel like they need to walk around on eggshells around you. That is a surefire sign that you're taking yourself way too seriously. How many people have actually been around somebody, I want to know in the chat, where you feel like you can't say anything to this person? If you say, "Would you like some coffee?" they're going to get offended. It's like you're like you can't like breathe around this person. You feel you're always on edge. You feel like something is coming around the corner. Something is just it's bound to happen. You feel a blow up happening. You feel an offense happening just around the corner. How many people in the chat know somebody like that right now? Obviously, I don't want you to name any names. But how many people know somebody like that right now? Let me know in the chat. I'm happy to take questions too. Obviously, super chats take precedence, but I'm happy to take questions too. Louise says, how do you get to that point? Let me put on my glasses because I'm an old fogey. How do you get to that point? Answering the questions to get yourself free out of anxiety. I mean, it's just really practical. It's really practical, Luis. It's just really practical. I don't ever try to. I think that anytime somebody says you have to believe something, or somebody says you have to take something, or somebody says you have to do this or that, that requires more than just looking for yourself, investigating for yourself. I'm a big believer in self-reliance. I'm a big believer in self-education. Dean Grazioso and Tony Robbins did this huge campaign about self-education not that long ago. I don't know if you were aware of that or if anybody saw that. They did a huge webinar. God, I look like I just got back from Legoland with my kids and my family, so I apologize if I look like garbage. But you get to that point through continued, consistent practice of self-inquiry, self-realization, self-investigation, self-reflection. We don't really have, I was very fortunate, when I was going through my debilitating anxiety and depression, it was way before the iPhone. It was way before Facebook. And I'm not saying that I'm completely bereft of anxiety and depression, and I still do, of course, but they're not as monstrous as they used to be. They're not as demonic and towering and cowering and domineering as they once were. Excuse me. That was Dinner saying hello. Hi, Dinner. Go back. See you later, Dinner. So, the way that you get there, Luis, it's a great question, is by that continued questioning. Why am I letting this bother me? Why am I believing this? Is this true? Where would I be without this thought? That's a really good one. Where would I be without this thought? Let's just say, for sake of argument, let's just say that that whatever it is that's stopping you, the anxiety, the fear, is an actual real fear and not an apparition, which most fear is a bluff. Most fear is just a major bluff, especially in the 21st century. Yeah, when we were, ancient, our ancestors, and we actually had like real fight or flight, was because there was triceratops looking to, make us their lunch. So yeah, that's real anxiety. You need to run. You need to get away. Nowadays, there's no fear of predators. We dominate the food chain. And so, I mean, there's still fear of danger and things of that nature, but not anywhere near where it was. So now anxiety amongst human beings has really run amok. I truly feel that we're living in a new anxiety age where, I mean, it seems like everybody and their mother has some kind of anxiety disorder or another. And it's really sad. And which makes me feel that much more inspired to do what I do, which is share everything that I've learned, everything that I've done, everything that I've experienced, everything that I've studied, everything that I've researched about that little dude inside your noggin. So you get there through persistence. But let's just say, benefit of the doubt, let's just say, good to see you, Doug Hewson. Let's just say DH is in the house. Let's just say, for sake of argument, that whatever that fear is an actual, it's a real fear. Okay, it's let's say that the thought, everybody is judging you is real. Let's say everybody is judging you. Okay, so what? If you ask the question, this is real practical, kind of cognitive. It's cognitive investigation. It's based on CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. It's also based on Eastern methodologies with Advaita Vedanta, which is self-inquiry. Same thing. Even if it was true, ask yourself this question. What good would it do to let it sit there and constantly needle you? If you ask the question, where would I be without this thought? And the answer that arises naturally, not artificially, but the answer that arises naturally is, I'd be a lot far along. I'd be a lot freer without that thought. Then what's the point of hanging on to it? We say, Nez, it's not that easy. I can't just let it go. Yes, you can. Do not undervalue your power. You are the sovereign of your universe. You control your destiny. You control how you see the world. You control how you experience things. You don't control everything that happens to you, because sometimes happens, right? It just happens. But you get to control how you interpret it. You get to control your reaction. You have absolute sovereignty over your reaction. That is a huge tool right there. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm here purely based on my experience, being stuck in my roommate's bedroom for days, not wanting to leave because my anxiety was so high. Thinking every single day, am I going to be Hamlet? Is today the day that I'm going to be Hamlet? Is it to be or not to be? What's going to happen today? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I S you not. I you not. Every single day from 18 to 29, I felt like Hamlet. I thought today's the day I'm going to finally say to be or not to be. What are you going to do, pal? I'm not kidding you. I'm fueled by a mission. And I've got social proof, if you want to call it that my videos have helped thousands of people. Where I talk about anxiety, I talk about depression, I talk about mindset, I talk about negative thought cycles, I talk about negative patterns, internal. I am living proof that you don't need pills. I am living proof that you don't need shock treatment. You don't need extreme measures. You don't need to carry around a rubber band snapping every bad thought. You don't need to distract yourself. You don't need to think happy, fluffy cloud thoughts and everything will go away. You don't have to do none of that garbage. Ruben Gutierrez. How are you, Ruben Gutierrez? Yes, yes. I would say it's the number one. Good to see you, DH. DH is in the house. Eric says, I'm the complete opposite. I'm never offended. Now, tell us a little bit about that, Eric. Eric, do you want to come in on here? Eric, go to our Discord. I left the link in there. If you want to click on that in the live now hashtag, come on in, Eric. I'd like to talk to you. If you're still here. Eric, are you still here? I'd like to hear how you got to that level. How did you get to that level, Eric? That sounds great. What is it? What is your trick? And if you have any other questions, I would love to take them. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Crap, I better double check this. Is it 10 a.m.? DH, can you double check for me? I think it's 10 a.m. Or Christian. Yes, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. We've got an amazing journey on LinkedIn from an amazing content creator who's established himself on YouTube and other platforms, Twitch as well, Amazon as well. He's crushing it on Amazon. He's going to come talk to us about his last 12 to 18 months of being on LinkedIn and what he's discovered in creating a brand on LinkedIn. He's going to tell us his real experiences. He's been doing amazing things. It's the Nez Nation live stream podcast tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. Okay, no worries. No worries, Eric. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. No worries, Eric. So don't forget, guys, tomorrow morning, I'd like to see you guys there. I'd like to see all of you guys there. Look for yourself. Investigate for yourself. And another thing that I would say is really important is don't try to solve any kind of anxiety problems in the same state that caused, in the same mental state that was causing this anxiety. So in other words, don't try to solve these riddles or these questions in a mental state of anxiety when you're feeling anxiety. Don't try to solve anxiety when you're feeling anxiety. Try to reflect when the anxiety subsides. That's the time to take a look at it. You know, anxiety can only stop us. Anything can only stop us if we let it. One of my favorite quotes is from Gandhi is, I don't let anybody step into my mind with muddy feet. I don't let anybody walk through my mind with muddy feet. I mean, the key word there is let. You don't let anybody. You do have the power. You just set that aside. You say, I'm done. I'm not letting you dominate me. You can come as much as you want. I'm not going to give you attention. I'm going to move on with my day. I'm going to do something else. I'm moving on. I mean, with conviction. You make that, stamp that into your being, that I'm not going to let this stick. I'm not going to give you the power. Don't ever forget this. All anxiety spawns from a thought, and a thought cannot live without you, but you can live without a thought. So who is the greater? You got to think about that. I've been studying this dude forever. If you have any anxiety questions, any mental state questions, anything at all, I work with veterans too who've got PTSD, and I've done remarkable work with veterans and helping them. Remarkable work. A lot of everything that I talk about is based in the real kind of roots of self-inquiry, self-realization, self-investigation, self-awareness, right? A lot of mindfulness has a lot to do with this too. But I don't like to use those words because, my God, have they been abused over the last 10, 15 years. Seems like everybody and their mother is starting a yoga party or mindfulness channel or mind this or mind. I don't know. It just seems like it's getting out of control. And as somebody who's been in the thick of it for years and years and years, it sort of drives me crazy. Am I letting it get to me? Do I contradict myself, as Whitman says? Well, yes, of course I contradict myself because I contain multitudes. Hello. Ninja Meg 21. Good to see you on Instagram. We got a fantastic show for you tomorrow. I cannot wait. So learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to not take yourself seriously. The thoughts don't mean anything. Nothing means anything unless you want it to. Nothing means anything. Nothing means nothing unless you want it to, unless you want it to mean something. But I think a more important practical approach is to literally say, where would I be without this thought? Even if the thought is true, because one of the questions that I've used with clients and one of the questions I've used with practitioners is, looking at the thought, studying the thought, examining where the thought came from, who is the thought directed towards, where did the thought spawn from, why is the thought there? Sometimes that can get really tangled. But and then even asking, is this thought really true? Why is it true? Is even something that can get you kind of entangled, right? So by asking yourself, where would I be without this thought right now, right? I got in an argument earlier with a coworker, right? And it's Friday. I'm not going to see that person until, this is just a scenario. Okay, you get an argument with a coworker on Friday. You're not going to see that person till Monday. Are you going to let them pollute Saturday and Sunday by thinking about it? Let's say that person said something like, you're a shitty worker or something like that, or you're a lazy worker, right? Now, let's say that's true. You investigate that thought. That thought keeps coming and coming and coming. You missed so many beautiful things on the subway, or you missed so many beautiful opportunities to engage with people online or engage with people offline all the way home, right? Because this thing's been bothering you. It's been staying with you. And then Saturday comes. It's the first thought in your head. What did he mean by that? Why did he say that? Let's just say it's true. Forget even asking, is this thought true? What good is it going to do for me to let this thought dominate me the entire weekend? Even if it's true, ask yourself the important question, where would I be without that thought? Well, I'll tell you where you'd be without that thought. You'd be free to create content instead of worried. I bet you everybody listening to this right now, watching this right now, has got something trivial that is bugging them. And they know it's trivial. They know it's trivial deep down in their heart. They know this is a useless thing to worry about. It's pissing me off. Just the very fact that I'm thinking about it is pissing me off. So now you're pissed off. You have a thought that's pissed off about the thought that won't let you get on with your day. So a thought's competing with another thought. You've just got like a thought, royal battle royale in your head. Good to see you, Chris. Hey, Construction Cronies. Good to see you, Chris. How are you, sir? Evening, gents. We're talking about the main causes of anxiety for content creators and how to fix them. What is stopping you? Why are you letting these things stop you? The number one impediment to your success is that dude that lives inside your head whose favorite word is "you suck." That is the number one impediment. And you are the landlord. He is an uninvited house guest living on your couch, telling you he's only going to be there for a couple of days. Next thing you know, he's kicked you out of the main bedroom. You're sleeping on the couch and he's making you pay rent. Hello. How many people are letting trivial get to them right now? I'm kind of self-bleeping myself because, I want this to be a PG broadcast. I want all my broadcasts to be professional and PG because that's me, professional and PG. No, I think for professionality, I'd love your thoughts on that too. What do you guys think? Do you guys think about that when you're streaming or creating content? I always think about, what I think about a lot is I think about moms or dads driving their kids to school, listening to my podcast. And I don't want them to have to not be able to do that while their kids are in their car, like they're driving their kids to school or something like that. So mom, dad, if you're listening right now, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of you. So Chris says he experiences anxiety so bad. Is it more generalized? Hey, good to see you, Todd.live. Todd Bergen in the house. Is it more kind of, is it related to, have you ever dove deep and talked about or investigated why that anxiety exists, or are you on any kind of medication or anything like that for that, construction cronies? No worries, Christian. No worries. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Christian. I know you got to work. Are you done with school, Christian? At least I think, Christian, you are. Yeah, we've got a fantastic guest. We got a fantastic guest on the live stream podcast coming tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, who's going to share with us his 12-month journey on creating unbelievable content on LinkedIn and building a real powerful brand. We're going to learn from him the do's and don'ts, the mistakes, what his experience and what his journey's been like. And I think you're going to get a lot out of it. I think that this is something we're really living in an age where more and more this anxiety syndrome, people are afraid to do what they want to do. People are afraid of how they're going to look. People are afraid to create content. People are afraid of criticism, afraid of haters, afraid of what their family might think, afraid of, being offended or offending somebody else, because we are living in the most, crying rage, finding rage in everything and anything. It's a rage kind of social media, type of slant now. I mean, everybody is trying to find a way to be offended. It's almost like people want to get offended on purpose. Osmani over on Instagram. Sometimes what? Talk to me. Sometimes what? Construction Crony says, I have low self-esteem and a problem talking about problems. I'm on antidepressants and a nightly antipsychotic. I'm just really curious, and obviously I'm not a doctor, Christian, or Construction Chris, but tell me, and good night, Christian, thank you so much. Tell me, is that helping you, or has that helped you? Because I was given all that crap too when I was young. They gave me antipsychotics. They gave me antidepressants. None of that stuff worked. I mean, zilch, zero, goose egg, nada. What helped is the practical investigation, looking at myself and saying, why am I? You have the power to let something bother you or not. Some would even say that even biomedical diseases like cancer or diabetes, some would even say that you have the power And I'm not going to get Yoda here at all by any stretch of the imagination, but some people would even say that your mental state has a lot to do with that. Has a lot to do with how those diseases can stay with you or not, which is really, I mean, I believe that. I really truly believe that because and again, this isn't Maury Povich woo woo. It's very practical, very anchored in reality. I talk about it a lot, and I've experienced it a lot. I see a psychiatrist regularly and took a lot of anger management. The pills and therapy is a word, but it's looking at yourself truly and working on it. Yes, asking the tough questions, right, Chris? Thank you so much, CK. I appreciate that. That really means a lot to me. And let me know if you want to come on in, CK. I think you're in our Discord. I put the link on our Discord. If anybody wants to jump in and talk about today's show, which is the main causes of anxiety disorder for content creators and how to fix them. But it goes beyond just content creation. It really talks about everything. I mean, this to me is the epicenter of your success. How you view yourself, how you view the trueness of what it is that makes you you, what it is that you feel defines you versus comparing yourself to other people versus being defined by what other people think of you. Don't forget this. I truly mean this. What other people think about you is none of your business. They have all these images running through their head. They have all these wrong impressions running through their head. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, right? I mean, they're going to jump to conclusions. Another way of putting it is there's no way you can please everybody, so you might as well not try to please anybody. There's no way you can please everybody, so you might as well not try to please anybody because it's just not possible. It's just not. Hey, Roger, how you doing? Is that my man John right there? Good to see you. Yes, you did. You caught the professor live. My doctors are weaning me off the pills now. Fantastic. Good for you, man. Let me know how that goes. I mean, I don't know if you've seen my playlist at all, CK, but and I'm talking to you, construction cronies. But I don't know if you have, Chris, if you've seen my playlist on mindset mastery. I mean, I've got some videos on there. I'm not trying to like promote or anything. I'm just saying I've got some videos on there that have literally changed people's lives on my experiences with anxiety and depression. So if you, if you want to go check those out, I don't know if you've seen those yet. Go check those out because I guarantee you they're going to help you immensely. And I get real deep on what are the causes of anxiety, what are the causes of being stuck on that thought train, right? That just seems endless ad infinitum. It just seems that constant barrage of thought after thought after thought causing unbearable anxiety. I mean, we're talking like throat constricting anxiety, which I had for the longest time. And I say had past tense. It's not that it's gone. It's just I've learned to interpret it. I've learned to not take it personally. I've learned to learn from it. As a matter of fact, anxiety has become a great teacher for me. It's become a great professor for Professor Nez. I've learned a lot from anxiety. I've learned a lot from the mental states that have dominated me and that have, had control over me. It's so good to see you. You do it. I love seeing you, man. Good to see you, John. We're going to get John on the show very soon, too. We have to. The biggest challenges are overcoming stage fright, being afraid of failure. You just have to face it. Being depressed causes low energy and try to get things. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing is, being afraid of failure is probably one of the number one emails that I get. Nez, how do you, maybe I need to do, I don't know if I've ever done a video just strictly about, I think I have. I'm pretty sure I've done a couple of videos. My memory's a little froggy to say the least, but I think I have done a couple of videos about how to overcome the fear of failure. Definitely, as a matter of fact, I know I have. And yeah, it does. It depletes your energy. I mean, it sucks the life right out of you, man. Depression and anxiety can suck the life right out of you. So I know exactly what you're talking about. The fear of failure. I mean, this is a biggie. This is one that I get all the time. Failure is going to happen. Failure is going to happen time and time again. And the more that you visualize failure, and you start thinking about what is it that I'm really afraid of. I'm really afraid of how I'm going to be viewed. I'm really afraid of being excluded from the club or the community, or looked down upon, or let my wife down, let my family down, or let my friends down, or what have you. And the further you investigate that, CK, you come to find out that your friends, your family, they're not worried about you failing at all, because they know that that's a part of life. They know that that's a part of everyday living. What they may be more afraid of than what you're even close to conjuring or conscious of is they're afraid that you're going to give up, right? There's nothing worse, I think, than seeing a human being give up on their potential, especially when they have amazing potential. I know you're an amazing creator, CK, just like a lot of people we have in the chat right now, just amazing creators. If you investigate that fear of failure, again, I'm not asking you to believe anything. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm not asking you to even trust me. Don't trust me. Investigate for yourself. I tell my students this every single semester. I want each and every one of you to think I'm full of I do. You'll never hear another professor say that to their class. I say, I want you to think I'm full of why? Because I want you to investigate for yourself, find out, verify. Why do I need to learn this stuff? Why is communications important? Why is knowing my message important? Why is communicating that in a clear, effective manner? Why does that mean anything? What do I need to care about an audience? Why does an audience matter? Go check it out in the real world. Verify it. That way, it has, roots. That way, it has substance. That way, you can feel it, taste it. It's tangible. It's verified. So the fear of failure, if you look deep within that and you look deeper with that, CK, you'll find there's a lot more to it than just it's almost like a wistful phrase, fear of failure. What does it really even mean? Fear of what? Failing what? Failing life? There's no such thing as failing life. The only true failure of life is not experiencing it. And pain and misery and suffering and mistakes are all a part of the experience. Ruben Gutierrez, Bruce Limpton talks about how you have the power to heal yourself mentally. Yeah, I mean, I really believe that we do have all that. We do have a lot more. I mean, if you think about it, we've only tapped into 5 to 10% of our brain power or something like that. I mean, let alone our soul power. We hardly ever tap into our soul power. And so, yeah, I truly believe that if you harness that stuff and you project that stuff and it becomes this conviction, this inner conviction, it's interesting because I was reading a beautiful kind of poem by one of my favorite authors, Walt Whitman, today, talking about everyday miracles and how people talk about miracles and these sort of fantastical miracles. And he was saying that, I look at the sky, I see miracles. I look at the trees, I see miracles. I look at the faces of children, I see miracles. I look at the water, the way it ebbs and flows and has a pulsating rhythm. I see that as a miracle. And the whole gist of the poem, the whole kind of sort of message, at least the way that I took it, is that there's endless miracles all around you. There's endless possibilities all around you. It's just on how you interpret it. It's just on how you view it. You're not going to have a lot of control over how much pain you feel in life, but suffering is a choice. I say this all the time to my clients and my students. You cannot avoid pain as a human being, but suffering is a choice. Somebody in the chat, tell me the difference. You can't avoid pain, y'all. As a human being, you cannot avoid pain. And we're coming to a close over here on Instagram, 44 seconds left. But suffering is a choice. What does that even mean? Very, very important. Who cares if you're bad? Improve something every time and set small goals and celebrate them. Yes, exactly. CK says, my strongest strength is my persistence. I was blessed with that. So I just learned how to use that in a positive way. You do have to recognize a loss and move on. Absolutely. Hey, Brigetti, good to see you on Facebook. See you later, Instagram. Instagram, we're coming to a close. Thank you for watching. Yeah, so pain is inevitable. If you look at the world with the right pair of eyes, anything is a miracle. Even your mistakes, even your failure. And so I think a way to circumvent the fear of failure, CK, and everybody watching and listening, I think a way to circumvent that, okay, is to have a more rooted perspective on things, and understand that some of the, I mean, here's a perfect story for you. Here's a perfect example for everybody of why I'm not afraid of failure. I had a gig where I thought I was pretty secure, and I thought it was something that I was going to be doing for a very long time. I was going to be teaching at this one specific university. I was making really, really good money. Seemed very, very happy. I was taking care of my kids, taking care of my family, taking care of myself. And I thought I was going to ride this wave all the way to the end. Out of nowhere, that position ended. I had no fault of my own. That position just got, management was restructuring. I can't remember. And that position was gone. And I thought, my God, this is what's going to happen here. What's going to happen to my career? What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen? What happened was something more beautiful than what happened prior. And it led me into a whole new path that allowed me to really be who I am, really discover what it is I was meant to do, and even meet the right people who I needed to meet, who are still part of my life today. And if I had stayed in that position prior, if that position prior had worked out, I never would have met these other people. I never would have had these other unbelievable experiences. So, this is really, the flow of everything in the universe, right? Good things fall apart so better things can fall together. It happens all the time. So the reason I'm not afraid of failure is because I know that there really is no such thing as failure. It doesn't exist. It's all in your head, Chris, and everybody else. There is no such thing as failure. It's just it's just a different direction. It really, if you can really look at it that way. It's not pivoting. It's not, oh, I'm a failure. So you take it too personally. You take it too seriously. Don't take it personally. There is a way to not take anything personally. Try it out for a week. You can always go back to taking everything personally. Just try and not take things personally, even for 24 hours, and just watch what happens to your life. I'd love your feedback. Let me know what's been going on. What's been happening? What did it feel like? What did it taste like? I'd love to hear you. Yeah, so it's more so your response to the event. Hey, Car Galaxy Studios, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. No, it's more so that when I say that suffering is a choice and pain is inevitable, you cannot get out of this life without pain. Pain is going to happen time and time and time again. But pain is like in the moment. Suffering is when you take that pain and you prolong that moment for hours, days, months, even years, maybe even decades. I know some people who have been holding on to a pain, suffering from a pain for longer than 2 decades. I definitely know a couple people like that. So what I mean by suffering is a choice, that pain is inevitable and suffering is a choice, is that it's your interpretation of that pain that can create the suffering. So for example, just take a small example, you fall and you trip when you're trying to ride a bike. So it happens. You fell and you trip. Just get back on the bike and try again, right? That's pain. It sucks. It was painful, but you just move on. Suffering is saying that, like, oh my God, I fell off the bike. I'm a loser. I can't even ride a bike. This relates to everything else in my life. I can't do this. I can't do that. This must mean I'm this. This must mean I'm a failure. This must mean it's really dramatizing something that's so minuscule and irrelevant and doesn't have to be bigger than it is. It's snowballing something that is completely not worth snowballing, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense, guys? It's so good to see you. KGS, Car Galaxy Studios. I like to abbreviate people's names, probably because I'm lazy. I don't want to say their full name. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got an amazing show. If you're wondering at all about LinkedIn video, if you're wondering at all about the platform of LinkedIn, LinkedIn Live just dropped not that long ago. Brigetti, I think you have LinkedIn Live, do you not? I think Brigetti already got it. I still do not have it yet, which has got me really just, talk about turning pain into suffering. I'm really suffering that. LinkedIn, you're killing me. You're just killing me, LinkedIn. But for some reason or another, I don't have it yet. God knows why, because I pretty much own the damn platform. No, I'm kidding. But we've got an unbelievable guest tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific who's going to come and talk to us about his journey, his experience on LinkedIn. I wanted to go live tonight just to say hello to you guys. And also I wanted to give you guys some value, talk about something that is really knee deep, true and through in my heart about this thing right here: anxiety, depression, mindset, all types of anxiety, whether it's social anxiety, generalized anxiety, or what have you. My whole channel is about mindset and messaging, because it all starts with who you are. You need to know who you are so you cannot let other things tell you who you're not and try to stifle you by saying you should be this or that or XYZ. And so KGS, I kind of like KGS. KGS in the house. Sounds good. And so I think the epicenter of your success starts with who you are internally. Who are you? What is your mindset? How do you understand that this is your truth? And then how do you get that across? Because you're not going to impact anybody. You're not going to grow your career. You're not going to grow your business. You're not going to grow your content. You're not going to grow your online presence if you can't communicate that effectively to the right audience. So mindset and messaging. To me, it's the most important channel on the entire internet, for the love of God. Why are you not subscribed yet? What a terrible, terrible ploy to get subscribers. What a terrible attempt, right, guys? Yes, Brigetti, good for you. I know Brigetti's got it. Brigetti's got LinkedIn Live. I'm just going to come out and say it. I am 1,000,000,000% jealous and envious of you, and I'm perturbed at LinkedIn for not giving me live yet. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to say I'm happy for you, but I mean, I am happy for you. You're a great person, Brigetti, and I know that you do great stuff. I saw a little bit of your live stream with Stephen Healy not that long ago. KGS in the house. So who's going to be there tomorrow morning? Are you guys going to come check out this live show? I would love for you guys to be there. If you can't make it, I totally get it. I will have a broken heart, though. Do you really want to break Nez's heart? You don't really want to break Nez's heart. I don't think you do. So I would love for you guys to come check it out. Does anybody else have any other questions about the main causes of anxiety disorder for content creators and how to fix them? How to fix them? Investigate for yourself. You don't have to take a pill all the time. You might need a pill. I don't know. God knows. If it helps, fantastic. I took every pill under the sun, even Wellbutrin, and it just made me feel 1,000,000 times worse. 1,000,000 times worse. I think that you can get there through practical, real-time looking, reflecting, seeing the real, by just quieting yourself, quieting your mind, quieting your being, and just taking a real hard look. What is this thought that's causing the anxiety? All anxiety is caused by thoughts. It's thoughts about something that may have nothing to do with you. It's taking something personally, taking something seriously. Nothing is personal. Nothing is. There's nothing out there that is a personal attack on you. You make it a personal attack by your interpretation of it. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. What's the difference? When you figure out that difference, you will be free. That is the key to unlock that. I have tons of videos and tons of content over at professornez.com/live streams or my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Professor Nez. I've got an entire playlist called Mindset Mastery. You gotta go check it out. It'll change your life just like it's changed a lot of people's lives. 28 years of research, practical experience, doing, experimenting, reading, investigating, culled into this playlist. I mean, it's really 28 years of study and research and practical use so that you don't have to worry about it. Yes, as DH is in the house. So I'm going to keep trucking. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep coming at you. I'm going to keep holding you accountable. I'm going to keep, trying to be that sort of reminder, if you will. I don't ever want to call myself an expert or anything like that. Just a reminder. The reason some of this stuff feels familiar is because the truth always feels familiar, like an old blanket. I'm just a reminder. We need reminders. I think we as human beings, we suffer from what I like to call permanent temporary amnesia. We forget things easily. And so I try to be that reminder. Just like all the greats who came before me were unbelievable reminders of what I possess. If it wasn't for my great teachers and mentors, inspirers, writers, authors, musicians, artists who inspired me to take a look, who taught me that I was not understanding who I truly was, I wouldn't be here today. I know that for a fact. And I know that most of you guys are really happy that I'm here today. Aren't you? I mean, boy, a lot of you guys might be happier if I wasn't here, but too bad I'm here. And you know what? You're just going to have to live with me, okay? But yeah, so I try to be that same reminder, another link in the chain, if you will, of, it just invigorates me more than ever. I love helping people. I love serving people. That's the key to creating content that is quote unquote valuable, is it helps people. It serves a solution to a problem, to a concern. Your audience doesn't care about you. They care about themselves. So if you want to grow as a content creator, anxiety is a big thing getting in your way, but also you got to create content that serves their needs, not your needs. Otherwise, you're in the wrong business. Okay, if you want to serve your own needs, then, go start your own, theater company or something like that, and just put on plays for yourself and your friends, or just create videos for yourself, and just watch them over and over again by yourself, if that's all you care about. But if you're a content creator and you want to grow and you want to build an audience that's engaged, an audience that really trusts you and likes you and digs you and gets entertained by you, but learns a lot from you, and an audience that gets bigger and bigger and grows, then you have to serve 10x. That's the ticket. Did I mention that we have a show tomorrow morning? We have a show tomorrow morning, in case you're wondering. We've got a wonderful show. I got to mention this. We've got a wonderful, wonderful show tomorrow morning with the great Dale Roberts, who's going to come join us. He is going to come join us in the morning, and he's going to talk about his journey on the last 12 months of being a content creator on LinkedIn. He's going to come join us and talk about his journey and what he's learned about creating content and being a content creator, building a brand on LinkedIn. A lot of you guys are still a little leery of LinkedIn. You're still a little bit like, that's grandma's website. That's grandfather's website. Or that's the CEO of JP Morgan's website. Not me, hip YouTube content creator. But you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. There is a lot to be learned from this burgeoning platform called LinkedIn, which is becoming a central hub for content creators, building a brand, reaching real businesses, reaching people with money. My business eats, sleeps, and breathes on LinkedIn. So come join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. That is 1 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Nez Nation Live. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have a great, great interview with Dale Roberts. Independent outsider, how are you? When people are in their own information bubble and don't listen, that's anxiety. Yeah, that could be a major cause of anxiety. I would just disregard people who Anybody, one of the things that causes a lot of anxiety is you still hang out with people who are just negative, judgy people because maybe you have a history with them. History is not synonymous with true friendship. Just because you've known somebody for 15 years doesn't mean they're a good friend automatically. That's something you need to investigate yourself. This is all about paying attention. Everything that I've been talking about is really about being an effective human being. Just being an effective human being, paying attention to your inner game and your external environment. Those two need to mesh. Your inner game needs to thrive with purpose, with truth, with sincerity. Your environment needs to nurture that. So those two things, inner game and environment, and the people that are involved in your environment are probably a lot of the times they're the problem. And you think just because you have a history with them that they're good friends. Well, I've known Jack for 17 years. Yeah, but Jack's a complete idiot. And he's bringing you down, and he thinks you're dumb for trying to do what you're. How many people here, let's be honest, please, let's be real in the chat. How many people here in the chat know somebody who thinks what they're doing on YouTube is a complete farce? They think it's laughable. I do. I know somebody right now. Actually, somebody in my immediate family, right? I mean, I've got people in my immediate family who are like, what are you doing on YouTube, for crying out loud? What's that? What's that all about? I'm telling you right now, my mom, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. My mom thinks I'm a silly nilly for, welcome to the Discord, Independent Outsider. Good to see you. Welcome to the Discord. My mom thinks I'm a complete silly nilly for being on LinkedIn. Sorry, Mom. Too bad you don't understand 21st century communications. Independent Outsider says, yeah, dump the trolls. I agree. Okay, I like that. IO. That's pretty good. He's an a-hole, but he's my ace-hole. Very nice. Okay, I'll give you that. But and that can take its toll on you when you've got people who like you quote unquote love, or loved ones, or friends, or quote unquote friends just because you've known them for a long time. They may not be supporting of you, going into this new direction, trying to be a content creator, trying to build a brand, trying to build something, a platform, communicating who you are. Maybe it's not for your career. Maybe it's not for your business. Maybe it's for posterity's sake, or maybe it's just so that you have a record of existing and you had something to say and you're throwing in your 2 cents, and your 2 cents are required. They're demanded by the universe to throw those 2 cents in. I would love it if my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, if I was able to see him do a live stream. Like, my great-great-grandkids might be watching this right now. If you're watching this, I love you from the by and by, from the beyond. And I wish you guys the best. I wish you guys you came from me. You've got my genes in you. So of course you're the best. But, they might be watching this and being like, dude, grandpa's kind of a weirdo. Dude, grandpa's kind of funky, or grandpa's kind of cool, or grandpa's a complete dork. That's fine. I think that would be kind of cool. I think that's kind of sweet. My wife argued with me about my content for over a year, then thanked me for providing it. That was a good day. That's so cool. That's killer, IO. I love that. That's a great story. That's an awesome story. I love that. I'm a crazy person magnet and sucker for abusive relationships. I'm on with everything I do. CK, I'm starting to find the root of your anxiety right now. As we speak, I'm starting to discover what is the root cause of your anxiety. Yeah, I mean, so many people cling on to people that they're like cancers or like tumors. You got to excise that tumor sometimes. I'm sorry. I did it. I mean, I had a cancerous friend, in my mid-20s that I knew since high school, but they were totally just, they had absolutely zero support for me. They had zero, even when I was going through my debilitating anxiety, they just thought it was a joke, and this is somebody I treasured, somebody I loved, and I literally just had to cut the cord. I had to just be like, dude, you're done. I've never had that since or prior, But I did. I had a friend I had to pull like a Seinfeld on. I had to break up with a friend. It was the weirdest thing ever. And I just basically said, dude, I'm sorry. I wish you the best. But I gotta go this way now. And it's important to me. And just, I hope you understand. Wasn't an easy conversation, but it's one that had to happen, you know? Other than the awesome people I've met here, but you know what I mean. Yeah, of course I know what you mean. No, of course I do. I totally do. And I can be a bit of a crazy magnet myself. It's interesting that you say that because a lot of the time, I feel as though, I might be a crazy magnet, but I'm also, not only am I a crazy magnet, but I also seem to really bring out kind of zaniness and craziness in other people as well. So I definitely know what you're talking about, Chris. Don't even trip on that. I totally know what you're talking about. Okay, guys, I am going to take off, but I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, especially if you're watching this on the replay, if there's anything that you'd like to offer on your take on, what are the main cause of anxiety for you as a content creator, or some solutions that you found, some remedies you found. Leave that in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Do you have anxiety? Do you have any cool kind of, strategy or advice or tip to help you with anxiety? Leave that in the comment down below. It would mean a lot to me if I could hear from you. It would really, really mean a lot to me. And if you're interested in content that helps you with your mindset and your messaging, who are you and how do you get that across to the right audience? You need to click the subscribe button down below and hit that bell notification so you become a VIP member of the Nez Nation family, bringing more humanness to this digitalness. I'd love to see more of you. We're bringing new videos every single week. We've got oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. Thank you, Independent Outsider. I forgot to mention that. Did I say that we've got the great Nick Nimmin coming on the 20th? Holy Macca. Damian Nut. Holy Macca. Damian Nut. Holy Macadamian Nut. Yes, we've got the great Niminati, Nick Nimmin. It'll be his third appearance on Nez Nation Live. He's going to be coming on the 20th. We've got Dale Roberts tomorrow talking about his LinkedIn journey. We're bringing it this summer, y'all. You don't want to miss this. We have a podcast. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're everywhere. Go subscribe. That's the banner right there, straight from the podcast. Go to whatever podcast listener you listen to, search for Nez Nation Live, subscribe to our podcast. We have 99 reviews. If you want to be number 100, I will kiss you. Okay, maybe I won't kiss you, but I will love you to death if you could be our 100th review. And I will give you a shout out on the next podcast that I release. So go check it out. Go check it out. Go check out our podcast. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. We're on Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Anchor, everywhere you listen to podcasts. We are there. Go subscribe to it, okay? I love you, love you, love you. Thank you, as always, for watching. It really means the best to me. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow, and I hope to see you guys more often. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you guys.